patch called X39 that is literally giving people their life back. So we're going to dive into a quick little presentation, go through this real quick, tell you about what it is, how it works, a little bit about David Schmidt, the company, LifeWave, and then we'll show you a little bit about how the company likes to reward people for actually sharing these patches. So Heather can share our screen. She doesn't know where it is. She's lost it. She's like, uh-oh, wait a minute.
I've got it right here.
There you go. Okay. So the question of the day is, have you been patched? And if you haven't, then just get with the person that invited you to this Zoom tonight. Tell them you're ready to elevate, activate, and regenerate your body, your life, your mind, your spirit, because that's what this patch can help your body do. So let's get into a little bit about the inventor of these patches, Mr. David Schmidt. I mean, he's got to be a cool guy with a name like David, don't you think? And this slide is actually a little bit old. He now has, he says he stopped counting at 150 patents, and he said he believes he has about 180 patents now. And I don't know about you, but I don't know anyone that's got 1 or 2 patents, much less 150 or more. But he is a scientist, he's an inventor, he's a genius. If you ever hear the man speak, it's brilliant. You can tell the guy's brilliant. But he focused, in 2008, he decided to focus all of his attention on stem cell research because he knew that that was the future of healing. And it took him about 10 years and $4.5 million to bring this little puppy to market. And it's called X39 because it was his 39th prototype. And I'm so glad he didn't stop at his 38th prototype. He finally got it right on the 39th prototype. And they were going to name it something else, but everyone's like, you know what? X39, that sounds pretty cool. Let's just keep it. So that's the name of the patch. I'll let Heather tell you a little bit about the patent on this patch.
So this is just one of the patents that David Schmidt has. You can read along with me. It says, as a result of elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. And as we all age, I think all of us can say, raise our hand and say, yes, we would like some of that.
All of that.
Yep. And so, you know, you can't get a patent without proving that the product does what it says it does. And this absolutely works.
Yeah. So why would you want to wear this little patch? Well, the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. Think about a kid versus somebody that's older. When a kid falls and cuts themselves or breaks an arm even, they heal super fast versus someone that's maybe 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. Heck, somebody that's older, they'll cut their skin and it takes forever to heal. They bleed like a stuck pig. It's crazy. I've seen my dad do that before. So hundreds of millions of people are experiencing the ages of the symptoms of aging. But here's the crazy thing. At 30 years old, you're already down to 50% stem cell activity. And at 30, you still look good. You still perform well. I mean, think about it. There are plenty of athletes pretty much in every professional sport that you can think of that's well into their 30s that are still dominating in their sport. So you probably don't really necessarily feel like you're aging, but that's really when the aging process starts to begin, down to 50% stem cell activity. But when you hit 60, you're down to about 10% stem cell activity, and you know it. That's when you walk by the mirror and you're like, whoa, who's looking back at me? Everything heads south. Basically, your skin, your energy, your sleep, your cognitive function. So that's when the aging process really begins to be visible and physically feel it too.
Yeah. So how does this little patch work? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. It's a patented nanocrystal technology. It reflects light to activate. So you put it on your skin, your body's going to heat it up and it's going to reflect light, and it's going to work by phototherapy, which I'm going to show a quick video on that. It's non-transdermal, and that's the no drugs, chemicals, and stimulants was what caught my attention whenever our sponsor told us about this patch, because I was already on all kinds of stuff when he called, and I didn't want to have to take anything else. I didn't want any medication. So the fact that this was non-transdermal, meaning nothing was going into the body, no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants, and it was non-invasive, was huge to me. So if you haven't heard the term phototherapy before, I'm going to play just a short video that explains what that is.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life. for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light that can promote a general state of health and healthy activity unique to each LifeWave patch. Here's how the technology works. First, the patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared energy emitted from the body is reflected back into the body and then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy. LifeWave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative energy and enhances your ability to live well without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals. To find out more, contact your distributor. LifeWave. Live long, live well.
So there you go. My co-host has left me. Here he is.
I'm back.
So anyway, phototherapy, like you go out into the sun hits your skin, causes your body to elevate vitamin D. It's not putting vitamin D into your body, but it's causing your body a reaction within your body to elevate vitamin D. So this patch, same thing. It's using phototherapy, which is a crystal lattice, and the light that reflects into your body with the X39 patch elevates a GHKCU copper peptide. So here's the benefits.
Yeah, so that the light that it's reflecting, a lot of people say, oh, well, do I have to be outside for this patch to work? And it's like, no, your body is emitting right now infrared light. You can't see it, but on a spectrum, it's infrared light. So kind of like, think of the military or the police. They're looking through the night vision goggles for the bad guy running through the woods or whatever, and they're glowing at night. They're emitting infrared light. We are living beings. We are light beings. God created us that way. And so we emit that light. So you can just get the patch near someone's body and it will start working because the light is reflecting off of them. So just within a couple of inches, it begins to work.
Which is a good time for me to say, if you're ever sharing patches with somebody, I see a lot of people shuffling them out like playing cards as they're counting them out. And you could be activating the patch, especially if then the person takes them from you and sticks them in their pocket. The heat, that could activate them. Also, you don't want to leave them out in the heat. It's fine whenever they ship to you, a day or so, but you don't want to just leave them out in your car.
Where it's 140 degrees, when it's 100 degrees outside. Yeah, you want to keep them in a cool, dry place. But being shipped, they're fine. But it's definitely, you don't want to handle them too much because that will activate them. And so people will be like, I didn't really feel anything just because they were already activated by you if you touched them. So be pretty careful when you're handling them. Try to not touch them as much as possible or touch the outer edge of them like this. If you're actually touching the meat of the patch, then that could activate them. So
yeah, but there's no latex in this technology. It's if you can wear a Band-Aid, you can wear this patch.
Yeah.
If you do come across anybody who has a sensitivity from wearing it, I always suggest either putting it in a different location, because a lot of times that will solve the problem. If you put it on a different location, the redness will go away. If that doesn't work, they can place it on the inside of their shirt with the sticky side on the shirt, and it's still going to activate.
Because it's close enough to the skin. So if there's 1 in 10,000 people have an allergic reaction to adhesive. So that one person in 10,000, you can tell them just stick it to your shirt or the inside of your underwear, whatever, just where it's near your body. Okay, here are some of the benefits. Now, we have people, friends of ours, family members that have experienced maybe one of these things, some of these things, or every single one of these things and more. So increased strength. And a lot of people notice that in the gym, reduction in inflammation. And this one's huge because basically every disease that you can think of stems from chronic inflammation. So if your body can reduce inflammation, you can keep yourself from a lot of dis-ease. Increased stamina, and this could just be making it through your day, not necessarily at the gym. Energy and vitality, and sleep. Those are the two things that people notice very, like day 1, day 2. Sleep and energy are some of the first things that people notice. My mom noticed mental clarity because she had a minor stroke about 10 years ago, and she could just tell that her brain wasn't firing like it used to, but now it is. Restored muscle and skeletal conditions, improvements in sleep and in appearance and skin. That's when, because your collagen starts getting reproduced. So if you're taking a collagen supplement, which is coming from a bovine type animal, this is way better because your body's going to produce its own collagen. So really, these patches are not meant to treat, cure, mitigate, or diagnose any kind of medical condition or disease. It's just about helping your body with the right tool, because the body is a healing machine. It wants to heal itself. So it's really just about putting your body into a state of optimal health.
So here is one of the studies. There are lots that David Schmidt put a lot of money into research and development and studying what this patch actually does. And this is just one of the studies. So this is the participant was 77 years old. You can see session 1, this was baseline. This was before she had put on a patch. There was a lot of inflammation on the brain and a lack of brain coherence. So then by session 2, this is 3 weeks on the patch. You can see the difference that it's made. Everything's starting to calm down. There's no more inflammation and improved brain coherence. And then just 6 weeks total on the patch, complete turnaround, better brain coherence. So the cool thing about this is this could be anywhere in your body. This could, this is her brain. This could be lungs. This could be heart. This could be joints. So anywhere that you have inflammation, this patch is going to help.
So here's some longer term results per the case studies. And if you want to go to that website, you see there, you can do a deep dive on all the, I think there's 90 plus clinical studies that David Schmidt has paid for and done. A lot of them are double blind placebo studies, proving that it's not a placebo. But to me, it was like when I first started wearing them, I didn't know anything about the clinical studies. I thought, well, what if this is a placebo? And at the same time, I was like, well, who cares? It totally took my pain away. So even if it is a placebo, I'm glad it worked. But the first few days, your 4,000 of your genes begin to reset to a more youthful state. Now, I think we have roughly 20,000 genes in our body. So for 4,000 of them to be able to reset just within the first few days, that's huge. And just like Heather explained on the slide before, the brain becomes balanced within 6 weeks. Now, I didn't even know a brain could become unbalanced, but when it happens, a lot of people deal with PTSD, stress, anger, anxiety, depression. All of those things start to diminish within about 6 weeks. And it just keeps getting better. The longer you wear the patches, the better things get. And then within 90 days, your own collagen starts getting increased, starts reproducing more collagen. Collagen makes up more than just hair, skin, and nails. That's what a lot of people think collagen is, but it makes up your joints, your blood vessels, the lining of your gut. I mean, all kinds, the whole structure of the body is required. Collagen is required. And then the heart begins to reverse in age. The whole cardiovascular system actually begins to reverse in age. And this is not anti-aging. We're talking age reversing. So think about what, after a year of wearing the patches or, 5 years, I mean, it just keeps getting better the longer you wear the patches.
So here's how you actually wear it. You see 2 points on this slide here. One is below the belly button. The other is on the base of the neck. Those are where the studies were done. The studies have to be consistent, but you can wear it anywhere on your body. So you're going to wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Then you're going to throw away the patch, put a new patch on the next day, and repeat. So it looks like this. There's 2 little adhesives on the back. You peel those off and then just stick it anywhere on your body.
And then you press to activate.
Yeah, we always have press to activate. But you want to make sure that you're drinking plenty of water, add some electrolytes.
Yeah, right here.
That's going to help flush out any toxins that you may have in your body, and it's going to help the patch work even better.
And you don't even have to throw away the patch. You can put them in the plants, in the soil of your plants around the house. You should see our plants. They're thriving like crazy. They have stem cells. All right, so this little piece of technology, this little wearable device is super sophisticated, especially when you listen to David Schmidt talk about how sophisticated it is. But what's simple are the testimonies. The testimonies are miraculous. I mean, we have people telling us testimonies that we can't even legally say on here because they're that good. I mean, you would think that claims were being made, but that's their personal perception of what they believe has happened for them. But I mean, it is life-changing and life-giving. So we have a very special guest on tonight that is willing to share his testimony, Mr. James Fluker, all the way from the great state of Texas. Whoop, whoop. All right, James, tell us.
Anytime you work Texas into the conversation,
yes,
he will.
Yes.
Right.
James, go
Well,
for
thank
it.
you for having us.
Yeah.
So little history, I herniated one disc and that spread to two about 10 years ago. And so with that came leg pain and foot numbness. When we started the patch about 2 years ago, took about 6 weeks, but then I started feeling something in my left foot. I was like, what's this pain? I just had it because it was numb and it had been numb for a while. And you don't realize it until the feeling came back. And I was like, oh, so I asked Jeff, I was like, hey, it hurts. He's like, what is it? I was like, no, but I can feel my different pieces of my foot. And so, which was amazing. And I was like, okay, we'll keep going with this. And then my parents started it at the same time as well. And mom has it's called thickening of the heart muscle. And so 2 years down the road, she goes every 6 months to get tested. Last two times, doctor said, hey, you're doing better. I see improvement. I was like, and really the only thing she's changed is started using the patch. And so she's a believer. She's on it for life now.
That's
Awesome. Yeah, cool. Thank you for sharing your testimony. That actually reminded me that my mom had, a minor stroke about 10 years ago, and she has to get her blood work done every 6 months. And she's been wearing the patches now close to 2 years. And she goes in to get her labs done, her blood work done. And she's been on thyroid medication since the 70s. So 50 years. And he looks at her labs and her blood work and he's like, huh, that's strange. Your thyroid numbers are too high. I'm going to have to back off your prescription. So let me back it off and then we'll check your labs, check your numbers again 6 months later when you come back. 6 months later, she comes back, same thing. The number, he's like, okay, what are you doing? Is something's going on here? You don't see this. I mean, the numbers do not, like if this continues, you might not even need to be on thyroid medication anymore. I mean, so things like that are just, blood doesn't lie, labs don't lie. And that's why so many doctors are getting involved with LifeWave, because they are literally seeing their patients' blood work change. And the only thing different that people have done, they're not changing their diet. They're not, unfortunately, they're not exercising any more than, what they have been. The only thing that they say that they've done is wear the patch.
Yep, and we're about to move into the business side of LifeWave. And while we've got you guys pinned on the Zoom, you guys were at the last convention. Just say a few words about that and what you got out of it.
Yeah, the Believe convention. Just tell us your thoughts on, the feeling, the vibe, all that stuff. What do you think?
One of the best conventions we've ever been to. We've been following you guys in business. And so this is a fun one. We'll stick with it with you guys and follow it through. It revived us in the business. We've been in it for 2 years and we actually finally went manager.
Awesome. Congrats.
So we're pushing. We're going for that 90-day run.
Yeah, we're so excited for you guys.
I love it.
Very cool.
Yeah, congrats.
Okay, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing your testimony, James. Yeah, we'll see you. All right, so let's get back to the presentation. I'm just going to quickly go over a little bit about how LifeWave likes to reward you for just simply sharing this amazing little piece of technology. It's not about selling. A lot of people are like, well, I'm just not a salesman. And that's good. You're going to do well because no one likes to be sold anything, but people love to buy, especially if they see the value in something. So we'll tell somebody about the patches, and if they have a lot of questions, we'll send them to this website right here. This is it, info.com. If you want to do a deep dive, you can go here and literally read through every patent, read through every clinical study, or you can just watch a couple of videos and learn about phototherapy. Whatever you want is there. So a little bit about the company. This slide is a little bit old. We need to update it as well. The company's now entered its 20th year in business. And this company was kind of a sleepy little company in this industry, doing about $20 to $30 million per year for about the first 16 years in business. And then David Schmidt launched X39, got a global patent on it in July of 2020. And then the sales 2021, 2022, 2023 just skyrocketed. They finished the year last year, 2023, at over $430 million. And David Schmidt just spoke at the Believe convention in Orlando a couple of weeks ago, and he said that we are on track to finish 2024 at over $600 million in revenue. And we are now open in 82 countries. We really got to update this slide here. Now open in 82 countries. We have a global business. Pretty much any country that you can think of or that you might know people in, we are probably there doing business. But here's what excited Heather and I about LifeWave as far from the business standpoint. We were excited about the product, but really what excited us from a business standpoint is, you know, we've been in this industry since 2005, and we were blessed to have a lot of success in this industry, but we had been out of it for probably the last 5 to 7 years, not because we wanted to be out of it. We just didn't really see anything that excited us, nothing that made us want to get back into it. Because really, a lot of companies offer some phenomenal products. They may have a phenomenal supplement or a great weight loss or great skincare, but so does Costco and Ulta and GNC and Walmart and Target. And for an individual, it's pretty tough to outmarket those big companies. So it wasn't for us, all those were what we call Me Too products. But when we looked at this, we're like, okay, this has patents. No one else has this. No one in this industry has it. And no one outside of this industry has it. So it's been the easiest, simplest thing to share with somebody. And stem cells are a buzzword right now. I mean, that is a huge, huge thing. And to not have to spend $25,000 on injections there's no guarantee and insurance doesn't pay for it. From a business standpoint, I knew if this product worked, we had our hands on something massive. And obviously we do, because now LifeWave has just hit the #1 momentum company per businessforhome.org. You can go to that website and verify that. They rate network marketing companies, and LifeWave wasn't even in the top 100 a couple of years ago, and now they're the #1 company. And they also got an award by the DSN, which is Direct Selling News. Mr. Stuart Johnson, he awarded them the 2024 Global Bravo Award, so the #1 growth company. And he actually came and spoke at the Believe convention a couple of weeks ago as well, and he hasn't done that in 10 years. He just doesn't do it anymore, but he had to come and see what all of the excitement was, because he's like, there were 2,300 people there. And he was like, hey, on stage, he said, a little secret or a little teaser. He goes, I'm looking forward to giving LifeWave this award for 2 consecutive years. So that's really huge. So you're in the right place at the right time. I don't know what brought you here. Maybe somebody just invited you to come and listen about these patches, but you know, some people are looking for more than just better health. They might be looking for time freedom. That was a big one for us. You know, money is not the big motivator. It's more time freedom is our currency, but we love to travel. Of course, we don't want any debt, but better health is really where it's at. Because if you don't have your health, you really don't have anything. So for us, we want all of these things: time with our family, time freedom. We want the security of what this financial opportunity has blessed us with. We get to travel. We have less debt. And of course, we're in better health. I mean, we're basically reversing in age. I'm going to be sucking my thumb before too long.
Yeah, and I just heard on the news today, I jotted it down in my phone so I could remember the numbers, but they said to live comfortably, you would need $186,000 today. The average price of a car is $48,000. The median home sales price, $426,900. The average student loan debt per borrower, $28,950. And the cost of a wedding, $30,000. So people are looking for ways to earn extra money, and they certainly want to do it in a way that's efficient and not having to get a second and third job to do so.
Yeah, and people are $50,000 cars, and of course they're not stroking a check for them, so they're having to borrow that money from the bank. And car loans right now are at 8-9% interest. So you're paying crazy amounts of money for a depreciating asset. Now, a home can appreciate, but the average home being at $430,000 a year at 7% interest, a lot of people are like, oh, well, I had a mortgage that was 18% in the 80s. Yeah, well, your home was only $30,000 back then. I mean, that's the difference between the cost of a home. But literally, the average cost of a home was like $30,000 or $40,000 in the 80s. So even if you had a high interest rate, you were putting money down, your payment really wasn't, your payment was affordable back then. Now, 7% interest doesn't sound like much compared to 18%, but when you're looking at a $430,000 home, it's unaffordable for the masses.
We have lots of realtors joining this business right now. So get with your realtor and tell them about this and they will thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So LifeWave likes to reward you with trips as well. We've got an incentive going on until September 1st. There are literally people joining and within 2 weeks qualifying for this trip just because they're super excited. So get in and get going and plug in with your upline. But here's a little bit about how you can make some additional income just by sharing, not selling. We're not out, hitting the streets, knocking on doors or trying to sell a 30-day supply of patches to people. That's not what this is about. We're just walking around acting like a 5-year-old, putting stickers on people and letting the patches do the talking. But if you do refer other people, brand partners, there are multiple ways of getting paid. You can retail the product if you so choose to someone. I would never recommend that, but if you like to sell stuff, you can do that, and just you pay the difference. You get the difference between the wholesale price and the retail price. And then I think we got somebody unmuted maybe. Anyway, so if you refer brand partners, other people that think, okay, I'd like to build a business, then that's where the team commissions, this page right here, comes in. And they will pay you up to, there's no guarantee because I don't know how much effort you're going to put into it or how much influence you have, but you could make up to $25,000 a week in the binary. And you're thinking, okay, how could I ever make $25,000 a week? That's $1 million a year. But here's what happens in the binary. It grows deep. So you start enrolling people. Well, guess what? When I go to enroll someone, I have to put them below anybody that you've enrolled because this grows deep. So whoever takes this position, the next open position is below them, and the next open position is below them, and it just keeps growing deep. And all of a sudden you see people coming in below you from somebody above you. We call it a gift from above. Thank you, Jesus. And then just those people start enrolling people. And then before you know it, you have this massive team. May take a month, 6 months, or 6 years. You never know, but it eventually will begin to take a life of its own because it's not just you building the business, and you get to get paid on every single one of those people, whether you know them or not. They could have come from somebody above you or somebody else below you. And I tell people in a binary, do not hesitate. If you're thinking about this from a business, get in, because you never know who that next person that joins, they could be a massive business builder and go out and put in 100 people in the first month. And now all of a sudden you have 100 people below you and you don't even know who they are, but you can be paid on every single one of them. So in a binary, you never want to hesitate. I tell people, get in now and worry about how to build it later. But if $25,000 per week is not enough for you, then matching bonus should cover it. Here's how matching bonus works. Let's say Kelly Holly enrolled us and we made $1,000 this week. Well, the company's going to pay Kelly a 25% matching bonus of whatever we make. We get our 1,000, Kelly gets 25% of that 1,000, and that's $250. So it doesn't come out of our pay. We get our 1,000, but the company's going to match her a bonus of 25%. All right, well, so let's say we enroll Peggy. Peggy makes $1,000 this week. Company's going to pay us $250, but Kelly gets $200 because it's on that second level, 20%. And then let's say Peggy enrolls Randall, and Randall makes $1,000 this week. Well, Peggy's going to get $250. We're going to get $200, and Kelly's going to get $200. So there's no amount. This is unlimited. There's no amount of people. There's no limit to how many people Kelly can enroll. There's no limit to how many people we can enroll. Peggy can enroll. I mean, that's where this thing becomes massive. This is where people make life-changing income. I mean, not that 25,000 a week isn't life-changing, but this is way beyond that. And we have personal friends that are crushing way more than $25,000 a week. Again, no income guarantees. We never make claims on what you can actually make because we don't know how much effort or influence you have. But anyway, I'll let you take over from here.
Okay, so you may have gotten this form here. If so, you can fill this out, give it back to the person who invited you and tell them you are ready to get patched, or they may have sent you a link. And so we're just going to real quick go over the packages, and your sponsor can help you decide which one is best for you to do.
So silver is a 90-day supply for one person. You see those 3 little envelopes there, and we call those sleeves. And each sleeve, as Heather Vanna White is holding up for me right here, each sleeve holds 30 patches, so a 30-day supply. So $2.99, so $99 per month per person. So about $3.33 per day way cheaper than a Starbucks or a $5 or an $8 or whatever it costs for one of those coffee drinks today. But this would be for a person that's saying, okay, I think I'm just going to dip my toe into the business. I'm going to get enough product for me to wear and a little bit to share. But you can only make about $100 per week if you come in at silver. But if you jump up to gold, it's $499. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I like about LifeWave. You can get in where you can fit in. If you can only afford $299 to get started, that's great. Start there. And then later on, you can upgrade to gold. Well, gold is $499, but you don't pay $499. You've already paid $299. So all you do is pay the difference between $299 and $499, which I can do the math for you. That's $200. So you would pay $200 and they would ship you those additional sleeves, which would be 2 more, plus they throw in a free sleeve. So gold is really where it's at. If you're truly looking at this from a business standpoint, it gives you enough product to wear and enough product to share. But diamond is where we came in, because for me, I looked at it from a business standpoint. At that point, you spend $1,600 and you get 19 months worth of patches. Now, it's not that I was going to just personally wear 19 months. I knew plenty of people that I was going to share these patches with. And that made more sense to me to buy it at $84 per sleeve versus $99 per sleeve. And then here's your only monthly expense. I mean, think about, it's almost laughable that you could start a business for $500 or even $1,600. You can't even start a lawn mowing business. A teenager can't even start a lawn mowing business for $1,600. I mean, you got to buy mowers, blowers, edgers, bags, whatever you got to buy, gas, maintenance, repairs. $1,600 without no employees, no overhead. Your only monthly expense is your personal consumption. What Heather and I are going to wear every day for a month is all we're required to purchase in order to maximize the comp plan. So to me, it was a no-brainer. Jump on. Okay, so earlier we talked about, this is it, info.com. That's where you go to learn about the whole product, the health side of it. But this is it, team, is where you can go to build the business. There's an onboarding area there that you can just go through all the steps of onboarding. You can learn about the compensation plan. There's video after video of that. You can look at the 90-day run. There's so much that Steve and Gina put together at this website, and it's all for free. Most companies will charge you for a system and a website that teaches you how to build this business. And this is the strategy right here. It's called PRO, Patch, Revisit, Opportunity. Obviously, you want to patch people and act like a 5-year-old walking around putting stickers on people. And then you want to follow up. That's the key. Revisit, 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 follow up, follow up, follow up. That's where the fortune is, in the follow up. And then send everybody to any of the opportunity Zooms that we have going on basically every day. All right, so the time is now. We're pretty much done with our presentation. If you're serious about that dream that maybe you've put up into the shelf in the closet, and you pull it out, dust it off, let's get you going. Let's get some hope for your future. Let's get you started with X39. Get with the person that invited you here tonight and tell them, you know what, I'm ready. I'm ready to get patched. And I got people that I want to bless with this, because that's what it's all about, being a blessing, becoming a blessing, and being a blessing in life. I mean, that's what it's all about. So get with the person that invited you and tell them, I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's patch it.
Okay, so we've got a few announcements. If you're new here, you can go ahead and jump off and get with the person who invited you and tell them you're ready to get patched. You're ready to fill out that form, pick your pack, and get your patches in the mail. But we want to go through, for the brand partners who are on live tonight, just a few things that are coming up. We've got the Rise Up convention January 10th and 11th. This is a virtual convention, and it's going to be amazing. I mean, it's going to be what you need to kick off the year. It's weird to say 2025.
Boom.
But 2025, start out the right way and get all of your team going to this with you, watching it live.
If you want to thrive in 2025, this is where it's at. It used to be a one-day event. Now they've made it a 2-day event for the same price.
Right.
And then, of course, our good friends Kevin and Emily Wilson, whoop, whoop, they're going to be doing the Wednesday 5 a.m. Tulsa time Zoom for Queensland and New South Wales, Australia. So they got to get up early, because Australia is way ahead of us in time. So they are early birds. They like to get up early. And so they're going to be doing the Zoom. So if you got anybody over in Australia, or if you got anybody that just likes to get up early here in the US, make sure you get them on this Zoom or live on YouTube. And then Heidi Mosier, she's going to be doing the Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, but she's also, you can jump to the next slide. She's also going to be doing the Thursday because she speaks Spanish. So if you have any Spanish speaking people, you can get them on Thursdays. We always do a Thursday. They've asked me to do the Thursday, but I'm still kind of working on my Spanish a little bit. Just kidding. Hola, ¿cómo está? That's all I got. All right, see you, buddy. And then Friday at lunch, we like to do quick lunch Zooms. They're like 30 minutes long is all they are. So if you got somebody that's on a lunch break that you want to share this technology with, or a little bit about how to make some additional stream of income, then he'll be doing it this Friday. And then Kevin and Emily are back doing a Saturday training. If you want obviously you want to be on here, but you really want your team on here. Anybody that you have enrolled into LifeWave that is a brand partner that's looking to build a business, get them on these Saturday trainings. This will be the best 1 hour that they will spend, because Kevin and Emily are phenomenal trainers. I mean, they've been in this industry for 19 years. They know a little bit. They've made multiple 7 figures, not just one 7 figures. I mean, multiple 7 figures. So they know how to teach and how to build this business. And then our personal sponsors, Mike and Sahi Hernandez, they're going to be doing the Spanish training on Saturday right after Kevin and Emily. So if you have any Spanish speaking people, get them on this training. Here's the Believe commitment card for the 90-day run to senior director. You can scan that QR code or go to thisisitteam.com/believe. You can print this off. Something about writing it down. You said that last night. Say that again.
So it's, our brains are super powerful and they're always running in the background, So it's like when you're trying to think of what was that movie that we watched last month that was really good that we both liked, and you can't remember what it was. And then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I don't know. And then a couple of days later, it pops into your mind. It's because your brain was working on that. So when you write down those goals, that commitment to go senior director by a certain date, it's in your brain, and your brain starts churning and figuring out a way, how am I going to make that happen? It's just kind of like whenever you get a new car and say it's red, then you see all kinds of red cars. Our daughter's boyfriend just painted his car this powder blue, very unique powder blue.
Kind of like your shirt.
Yeah. And now I see powder blue cars everywhere. So.
All right. So LifeWave is having their 20-year anniversary global conference in Dallas in October. And Steve and Gina decided, you know what, since everybody's going to be there, let's host a team training for free the very next day. So from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., I believe that's on a Sunday, October 20th. So the LifeWave is going to have their convention there October 18th and 19th. And then on October 20th, Steve and Gina are going to have a team training. This is it, unleashed. You will leave that conference feeling like you are unleashed and ready to just blow up this business. So make sure you get to this event, and it's free of charge. You're going to be there anyway at the 20-year reunion. Just stay another day that Sunday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
We also do have an update on the global conference. It's been sold out now for a while. The tickets are, you just can't get them. Maybe when it gets closer to the date, some people who already purchased them in advance aren't able to go. So be watching in the This Is It team for people to be selling
20%
their
of the people will
tickets.
back out probably.
Yeah, you might be able to get one that way, but I did get an email today, and you guys should have too if you're on LifeWave's email list, just saying that they're going to be doing a virtual ticket as well, so you can watch virtually. But Dallas is really, a central location, easy for us to all get to and go to this in-person conference.
If you can be there in person, absolutely do it. So pay attention to the Facebook pages, because there will be people that bought the ticket a long time ago and life happens, maybe a death in the family or something happens to where they just cannot go. And there will be posting that in the Facebook group, and you can jump on those tickets. So I would be paying attention, and the closer that it gets, somebody will be backing out and you can get some tickets, because that'll be way better to be in person for this, and you get to go to that free training as well.
Take a screenshot of this if you want to, or it is also on the This Is It team page, but this is our weekly Zoom schedule. All right, we are right on time. I wanted to start this at 7:40. So this was from the Believe convention. This is the next gen. I was saying at the beginning of this call, this is the younger group.
I mean, we look like their age, don't we? What the heck?
And so, so many people, when they think of the patch, they think of older people with aches and pains and all kinds of issues going on in the body. And while the patch is great for that, it's also really good for the younger ones
Our
too.
17-year-old.
Both of our kids
Yeah.
do. Before our daughter went off to college this
Yeah.
year, she grabbed some sleeves and was like, "Can I take these?"
Yeah. I
Sure.
was like, what happened to our patches? She took them.
So if you want to stick around, this is about 37 minutes long. Great panel. I'm going to play the replay.
37 minutes. What the heck?
So let me stop this screen share and I will share the other one.
I'm gonna go for a walk while you're doing this.
Stop it.
Do, 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 do. I did it right there.
This is it right
No.
here. Here we go. Everybody hear that? See it?
Can you hear it? Randall, can you hear it?
We are so excited to have the next gen panel up for everybody. Can you give them a round of applause for being up here? I just told them backstage that we've been praying for some young folks. I mean, we have a lot of great friends on their team, but the younger the people you sponsor, the longer your business with me. So the interesting thing is we all got to learn what's attracting them. How are we going to get this happening so we can bring more of these great individuals onto our team? So we're excited to have you. Thank you all for sharing this morning. And by the way, every one of these folks are crushing the business. So this is exciting. We've got brand new ranks. They're rocketing through the ranks, and we'll kind of mention it. Hopefully I get it right. They're so new that I'm getting to know them as I'm asking the questions. Is that exciting? All right. So we're going to start here first with Corinne. Where's Corinne? Okay, I'm just learning. Corinne. I just met Corinne and Christian for the first time. Give them a hand. All right. Where are you guys from, by the way?
We're from Missouri, so like an hour south of St. Louis.
All right. So what is attracting your generation to the X39 wearable device?
There's so many things, but I know that the technology, we are obviously getting older and there's some aches and pains, and I've been struggling a lot with my health.
See, so it's not difficult to bring about. I know one thing too, that all ages, I'm looking out at Carl and Kathy. Did they do a great job today? Right? They had their testimony too, was their son had cystic acne. Nobody could help him. No doctors, no dermatologists. They put the patch on, it disappeared. So, I mean, you sponsor the younger folks too. You got all different. There's nothing really the X39. We're going to get David Schmidt up here later on today, and he's going to tell us there's nothing that the X39 won't take care of. So thank you, Corinne. All right, Kendall, the benefits and end results of this business are life-changing. Explain how you guys and your team are put together the effort to achieve freedom, the LifeWave provides. So tell us a little bit about how you guys are doing it and why you're doing it.
Yeah, so we have been in this industry, I've been in this industry since I was 18 years old. And we've had a lot of success, but also many failures. And I think that when we looked at this opportunity, we saw the system that you guys had in place and the technology, the fact that it was patented, and it was just, I mean, something that we could not pass up. So we gave up something really, really huge in order to do this. And we've only been doing this now for 5 weeks. This is our 5th week. So,
by the way, Kendall, what is your rank in 5 weeks?
Senior Presidential Director. What I was gonna say is our team hit SPD. We could not have done this alone. So, that's just, we're so thankful for the people that we've been able to introduce to this technology and this opportunity. But the system is really what had me like, oh my gosh, this is plug and play. All we need to do is enroll people and plug them in. So simple. And I want you guys to understand, no one else has this. We came from a really large company that had been around for 10 years. No one has this system, and it's invaluable. I mean, and the fact that you have it for free, I mean, it blows my mind. So I really want you guys to understand what you have on your hands.
I appreciate the humbleness of these couples too, because they hit the ranks so quickly, but they understand sticking together as a team and seeing exactly what's going on. They know one thing, that they're going to be part of this system. We want everyone. That's why we're shooting this panel. So we want everyone part of it as you make it happen. And let's work together as a team. This is a team effort, not one or two people. It's all of us together are going to bring all of our friends to wherever they want to go health-wise, and obviously in their finances and their financial freedom. So let's go to Kyle. Kyle, obviously you talk about the technology of X39, but do you talk about money and the unlimited income potential to your friends and prospects?
That's all we talk about. What else?
Mike Hernandez.
No, I mean, the way of the world, the 9 to 5, I mean, everybody knows, right? 9 to 5, work 30 years, retire, work 40 years, retire. It's gone. Nobody wants that, especially, and I don't even consider myself in y'all's generation. I think I'm the oldest person up here, but no one wants that anymore. And so here's what people have to understand. And here's what we just preach every single day. You're taking a 30, 40-year career right here, and you're crunching it down to 3 or 4 years. So all the memories, all the money, all the trips, all the impact, all the everything is 30, 40 years, 3 to 4 years. That's it, right? But here's what comes with that: highs and lows. You have to be really good at managing highs and lows in this business. Because if you look back over your career, if you really do something for 30 or 40 years, you remember good times and bad times by years, sometimes even decades. Here, highs and lows, I used to say daily, and my wife's like, no, it's hourly. So we have to be really, really good at managing our emotions, right? You leave here, you're all fired up, you're excited, you sponsor the next Mike, right? You sponsor the next Devin and Sarah. 2 days later, they call you back, they're returning their kid, So it's high, low. You have to be really good at managing that. And then the other thing is, since we're doing this, a 30, 40-year career in 3 to 4 years, guys, this business loves speed. You can never replace momentum. And so you got to get after it, and you got to go fast, and you got to just create momentum as fast as you can, and then just power into it. So, yeah.
Now, what I suggest every young person, this is from me, and I love being up here with all these guys because my wife and I were mentored in our late 20s. We signed up in this industry. We are mentored by a neurologist, one of the top neurologists in the country, and his wife. They mentored us. Guide us, tell us exactly to do it happen. So I love this. I did the same thing at my training center, my ski center, help people, the young folks to make it happen. Obviously, what rank are you, Kyle?
More my wife, senior presidential director.
Okay, so you guys are senior presidential director. Give him a hand. All right. Congratulations, Joe and Kyle. And I will say this much: the time to run in the young generation right now, you heard Kyle, they're running now. So if you've got some kids, if you're a kid or you think you're a kid, we want to run now, because now is the time when I say 36 months. You've heard me say 36 months. That wash that time frame in, but the time to run in the young Gen or the Gen X age group is right now, because we're doing it together, right? That leads me to Bo Brannon. Give him a hand. He's a senior presidential director. One thing about the system, to go back to what Kendall was saying, we like to have people that are making it happen. All right. We don't like to teach on theory. They're doing it. That's important. All right. So do you see that this is a team system as a big time saver?
100%, Steve. Yeah, I don't try to do a whole lot of convincing. I just point to the tools and testimonies and get everyone on the Zoom meetings and, leverage all that. But I think my biggest thing is like really detaching myself from external circumstances. I want to be able to improve the quality of individuals' lives, and doing so, that's create 7-figure business yearly for myself. And I'm really just trying to do that, help as many people as I can, 10 friends, be able to travel the world, and just create a better life for themselves. So, but yeah, the pro system is so amazing, just being able to leverage that system. And I really appreciate you just helping me grow my business, and my parents as well, Scott and Brandon. If it wasn't for those guys, I wouldn't be at where I am financially today. So I appreciate you.
Now, what I love about Bo is he's on all these trips we've been on, because he's been a SPD for a while, and he's like a sponge. He's always wanting and learning and listening, and that's what's exciting. I mean, you want to be humble, even as fast as you hit a rank, you still want to be humble to learn from those that are teaching people how to have a business that solidifies your business. You don't just want to hit the rank. That's what Kyle was saying. Yeah, it's great that we hit the rank, but we got to get all our friends to hit the rank. get all of you to hit the rank, then your business is rock solid, because if you're the only one making money, you don't have a solid business. You want everyone winning and succeeding in your business. Bo, do you talk about money when you're talking to somebody, or just the patch?
I mean, I love talking about the money. I mean, I went to college for 5 years, you know, and right now in society, a lot of college students are in massive debt, you know, and they're working to pay off, break even, and, you know, working 40 years, you know, like Kyle said, and just to retire on 40%. And that's not necessarily what I want to do. I wanted to create generational wealth for myself and for years to come. So, you know, just getting into it, I love talking about money with my peers, and more than anything, just talking about, you know, time freedom, being able to focus on what you're passionate about, being able to spend time with your family is super important, because, you know, you look back on your life and you're not going to get those years back. And so you want to really focus on being able to, I mean, I would rather be moderately wealthy and healthy than filthy rich and die young, you know? So it's just super important that this business, I love so much about it, you know, because we're focusing on the health and the finance. So I just love that. Yeah.
Amazing. Aren't these guys amazing? So mature for their age. I want you to see that. I'm going to go back to Kendall a second before I come to Joe, because I want to set this up. Kendall, we know you guys are crushing social media. We're going to all learn from you all about social media. Give us a quick tip of a post that gets a lot of attraction. Maybe some of us folks that are more mature can make a copy of one of your posts. Give it a shot.
So I think on social media, the most powerful thing you can do is create curiosity. You never just want to put it all out there. You want people to come to you and say, hey, what is that? What are you doing? What is that patch? What does it do? You want people to wonder, and you want them to ask you in a direct message or a private message. So an example of a curiosity post would be, I'm so excited. I've got my hands on something that nobody else has. It's super unique. It's not a Me Too product, and not hair care, not skincare, not supplements, not makeup. There's zero competition, and everyone with a heartbeat needs this technology. And if you left it at that, you can catch the replay and listen to what I said, because some of you are like, hang on, I need to write this down. I mean, just basically saying no one else has this, you know, it's not a Me Too product. All the things you already know, and just putting it out there like that, and then making sure that you are telling people what to do on the post. And what I mean by that is, DM me the word info, DM me the word Zoom. You know, if there's a Zoom call and you're talking about a Zoom call, or DM me, you have to tell them to direct message you a certain word, and they will do it. But if you just let it hang there, then they're not gonna, you know, just message you. You have to tell people what to do.
That's incredible. I'm learning myself. All right. Kendall, real quick, how about staying compliant? Is it important to stay compliant on social media? Right? Come on.
So yeah, we are definitely learning about compliance with our team. You have to be very careful about what you say on social media, because the whole wide world can see it. And it's important to stay compliant, because you don't want to make false promises for someone, because everybody is different, right? So when we're talking about the technology, you have to make sure that you're not saying any diseases, that you're not promising someone something, because you don't know what's going to happen, right? Everybody's different. And then when it comes to the financial part of it, you also have to be careful about what you're posting on social media, because it's the same thing, false promises. Just because you sign up in this company does not mean you're going to make money, right? Most of us will, but you can't promise someone that. So that's where being compliant, the FTC, you know, everyone's watching, especially when you have growth like this. We've been a part of something where we grew really, really fast. Like I said, we were doing that for 8 years, and we've ran into compliance before, and it's because the major growth, all eyes are on us. So it's a good thing and also a bad thing, you know?
Kendall, you were with us in our company we were at before. Did you have any success? I mean,
No.
a major success?
When I was 18 years old,
Yeah.
I signed up in that company,
Yeah.
and I never made a dime.
No, but you stuck in there and you went to the next one. Did you have success in the very next one?
No.
No.
So I failed in 5 companies.
Okay.
Miserably.
Yeah.
Never made a dime.
Yeah.
And then my 6th company, can I tell you how much?
You had a home run.
Had a home run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this company, I mean, we
Getting a
hit,
home run.
yeah, SPD.
Hey,
I won't
tell
say
me.
the amount, but
No, to do this, tell us
how
how
quickly
quickly compared to where you compare.
Oh, well,
8
in my
years.
last company, it took 7 months to hit the top of the company and we did it in 14 days. So,
So,
so doable.
now, but I wanted you to see her stamina and her grit. You get that? Come on, there's young people or mature people in 2 weeks. She went through 5 or 6 companies to hit a home run. Let's go. She was that hungry to learn. Think about that.
Well, can I just say this real quick? What I learned when I joined the 6th company is that this business is 90% mindset and 10% strategy. And when I realized that, it's up here, it's literally between your ears. You have control of what you're doing. And so when I realized that, sky's the limit.
All right, thank you. Okay, Joe, can't wait to ask you this question. Is it important to stay authentic on social media?
Okay, I'm very, very, very passionate about this question because I don't know how to be fake anyway. So you just kind of, what you see is what you get. Not only is it important to be authentic on social media, it's important to be authentic anytime, any place, anywhere. But I want to share this little story really, really quick because we found ourselves in our prior business in like just this stall, just this funk and like, what is going on? What's happening? And when we kind of like really sat down and thought about it and evaluated it, I was like, man, I've really gotten into this comparison game. Like I don't present like her. I don't know the numbers like her. I don't do this. And we just kind of landed in a place where it was like, man, you really can't compare yourself to anyone else. You have to show up who you are, like authentically who you are. I think it's like a really cool superpower. If you'll just show up how God made you to be and the special you. Listen, there's already one of them, so don't try to be them, be you. And so, yes, it's very, very, very important to do that and go achieve your goals, being the best version of you.
Like what you said there too. I'm going to throw another one at you. Don't compare. Should they be careful not to compare themselves how quickly someone succeeded because they don't know Kendall's story. I'm glad she told us that. Is that important to not compare yourself how quickly you go through because your moment's coming if you stick with us?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, I would just encourage everybody to look in the mirror and say, hey, why not me? I was the girl that watched everyone live out their dreams and heck, my dreams a lot of times, but for whatever reason, they were more qualified to do it. They had the more following. They had the fill in the blank. And I just think at some point we all have to look in the mirror and go, why not me? Why not me? I'm qualified. I am more qualified for, this is a good line. This is one I held on to. I'm more qualified for my dreams than anyone else. And we can all say that. So.
Thank you. Amazing. Okay, now, Lauren, okay, we're going to ask you a question. This is, and I've seen Lauren in action because I've seen her at the opportunity meetings. Her dad is Reggie Stewart. This is Lauren Stewart. She's doing an incredible job. And I've seen her in Georgia at our meetings that are jam-packed. Am I right? Okay. This is great because I've seen her in action implementing this. Lauren, do you only sponsor and talk to next gen age group? All right. Or do you talk to all different age groups?
Everybody has stem cells that need activating or reactivating. So I definitely talk to everyone. Just one quick person I'll bring up is Miss Wanda. So that's our neighbor. And we actually sponsored her almost a year ago now. She came in that bronze and we're just kept dripping on her. You know, some people you drip on, you talk to 1 million people, and then those people will, come back around at some point. So fast forward to about a month ago, Stephen Gina Merritt came to Tucker, Georgia, and she came to the presentation. We kept on, like, Miss Wanda, you have to come, you have to come. I'm telling you, once you get there, they're going to take care of the rest. So she came. About 15 minutes in, she was sitting up a little bit differently. I was nudging my mom like, hey, look at Miss Wanda. She said, and we knew it. And so about midway through the presentation, she wanted to know, when's this Believe convention? How can I get my ticket? And then that next day, she upgraded from bronze all the way to diamond. And fast forward, my dad, Reggie Stewart, and my uncle / my family, my mom and dad's really good friend of 40 years almost, Jeff Payton, they give a presentation in the Atlanta area every other week. And that very next presentation, she brought 8 people and 7 people signed up right then and there. And so, and I say that now Ms. Wanda's 60 years old. She's not in my age group at all, but I understood you have to talk to everyone. Everybody needs help. whether it be financially, whether it be with their health, or they know somebody who does. So I definitely encourage everyone to keep sharing it with as many people as possible, because you never know when it's going to be that person who helps your business to skyrocket, or that blessing that you just need to hear that helps you get out of bed the next morning because you hear of how this patch helped to turn their life around, whether it be with their health or with their wealth.
So she's listening to the Zooms that we have with all the testimonies that are on there. So you're ready for the next person you bump into. So you're on your game is what she's saying. She's mature. She's not, that's one thing you'll notice about this whole team of Next Gen is they're mature for their age. Okay. You use like your uncle, use Ken Robinson, myself and Gina for credibility to sponsor these folks too.
All the time. Yes, I'm always telling people sometimes leadership can have so much to do with someone's success. And sometimes when you might be plugged into the wrong team, I have a college athlete background. So I played softball and graduated from University of South Carolina, where I spent most of my years. So go Gamecocks. And so, thank you. And so I was there. I finished up with my bachelor's and master's program, but I played softball as well. And I'm always sharing with people the importance of just sharing with as many people as you can, because you never know what people are going through. So whether it be with their health, especially if they're an athlete, this is something that can set people apart big time. All young athletes want to know, how can I set myself apart from competition? This patch is the easiest way. I've had multiple surgeries, injections, steroid injections, oxycodone to recover from those surgeries, and was sick as a dog. And now this simple patch is just not only changing my life, but so many of my other loved ones' lives. And I always tell people, hey, you can talk to my dad. I send them the website, get them plugged into the Zoom, and then I connect them to Reggie Stewart. I tell them about my brother. My brother is 33 years old. We're always going out trying to patch as many young people as possible, as many older people as possible. It doesn't matter. I'm always with my mom. We all have our own testimonies and we're working together. And I'm always telling everyone about Miss Gina, Mr. Steve. He's actually a retired professional athlete. I use that with every single athlete I talk to. Mr. Ken and Miss Lynn Robinson, any and everybody, Harvey and Verdita Monk. There are just so many fantastic people on our team to connect people to. So I tell everyone, don't hesitate. Just go tell them thisisit.info.com, and then the team will finish the rest.
Thank you. Amazing. All right. Okay, pass the mic down here to Nate. We're over here. Nate's up. Okay, Nate. By the way, Nate runs all of our Zooms, the back of our Zooms. Give him a hand, all right?
Nate the Great.
Nate the Great.
All right. Nate, is it important to participate? Now, as a Next Gen, is it important to participate and promote those that you enroll, even in person or in social media, to the This Is It team Saturday trainings and conventions? So when you have people interested, you know exactly what to do to help them succeed.
Great question.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everybody. What I can say on this, I'm gonna explain on my behind the scenes note. The reason I'm doing that is because a lot of you are doing your presentation, your testimonials behind the scenes, right? I mean, in front of the scene while I'm behind the scenes. So I'm watching you. And what I've picked up and what I've learned is that everybody's story is special, right? Everybody's experience is special, right? Every single one of their experiences are special. It doesn't matter if you're young, if you're older, it doesn't matter. Your experience is special. And if you do not get on these Saturday trainings, or even your Zooms, especially Monday Night Momentum, I love it. I'm just letting y'all know. I love that. 15 minutes is my time to just take notes, right? And the reason why I say it's very important is because that's where you're going to learn, where all these people next to you, you're going to learn their special story. And if you don't know their special story, then you can't help the next special person that you run into, right? So you need to understand that in order for you to help people in this world, you need to find out why. Their why doesn't necessarily have to be, to grow, financially. Their why could just be, I want to feel better, right? Their why could just be, walk her away, or I want to just throw this cane away. For a young generation, our why can just be, I don't want to get old, right? And it's that simple. Like a lot of my friends, like I used to make the joke when I turned 25, I'm like, okay, with 50. When I turned 30, I'm like, okay, with 60. And for all y'all out there, when you turn 30, that joke when you got older, your aches and pains, it's real. And I learned why. And we all learned why, because 50% of our cells are gone, right? But if you don't get anybody on these trainings, you won't hear it in these ways. I'm only able to explain it to you this way because I hear it from all of you all, right? So everything that comes out of me comes from you all.
Great. Thanks, Nate. And I will say, if you really are serious about putting this into the compound effect so that all these folks are learning in your business, the more you have at the conventions, the more you start on the smaller scale Saturday trainings, okay, the faster your business is going to duplicate. That's the key to winning. And so it's not, you don't just want to be you in your business. You want your business to have all these kind of friends and teammates that are building the business with you. Thanks, Nate. Tyler, do you do one-on-ones on your own? Do you guys do one-on-ones? And you do home launch events, and how do you get prospects to these events?
All right, good deal. I just want everybody to know so there's no confusion. She is the absolute rock star on this two-man team. Like this is, I'm just a turkey trying to catch up with what she's got going on. I'm not even joking. But yeah, I mean, I think you have to really gauge your audience on your one-on-one too. Sometimes you have to, you know, get out of your comfort zone. Say, you know, I mean, get to know who they really are. Say, you know, you're used to going to a coffee shop. Well, you talk to Bill at the mechanic shop. He's got his cut off t-shirt and a Harley Davidson tattoo. Bill probably wants to drink a beer. So, you know, he probably doesn't want to go to the coffee shop. So get to know them and see what's going on. As for me, I mean, I do one-on-ones at our home gym. I invite people to our home gym. I just started recently working out again in February. I know a lot of meatheads, and I get them trapped. I get them trapped. I mean, it's basically like they know whenever they're coming over what's going to happen at our house. So you're going to talk about X39. What's going to happen whenever your pastor invites you to go fishing? You're out there in that boat for an hour and a half. What's going to happen? You're going to talk about Jesus. So they know whenever they come over here, we're going to be talking about X39. But these are people that I invite over when I work out that they know, they see the excitement. I can't hide this from these people. They know me. So they see the excitement in my eyes. They see, I've even teared up with one of my buddies because his back was hurting so bad and we helped him out. And I was, you know, it was just one of those type deals. They see the excitement in my eyes. They see my enthusiasm, and that enthusiasm and that excitement is really the catalyst to your in-home events because they are going to pass that information on, and it's that excitement is going to be in their eyes. You know, their testimonies and everything is going to be in their eyes, and other people are going to be able to see it. And that's how you get your home full of people right there. So, and that's pretty much it on that.
Great. You know, and again, Kyle, am I right? You can't say the right thing to the wrong person. You can't say the wrong thing to someone who's looking.
Right.
You just open your mouth and you talk about something, and people are gonna, if they're looking, they're coming. So you just got to keep shooting. Take your shot, like Mike says. All right, yeah. Christian, why should a person in their 20s, 30s, 40s build this business?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's an easy question to answer, honestly, based on what these folks are saying up here. And I want to start off by saying, kind of piggybacking what everybody says, it's not easy to get up on a stage here in front of a lot of people, right? I mean, we joked about it backstage saying, yeah, well, how are we going to make a clown of ourselves? And we, you know, so the point of that is I heard a long time ago when I was a kid in church, right? Talk about Sunday school. On average, it takes someone 7 times of hearing something if they don't immediately commit, right? So I guess the point of that is if you're out there and you have trouble or you feel like you have trouble, you know, speaking about the X39 to somebody and the opportunity, you can do it. You can definitely do it. If I can sit up here and talk to y'all right now, I promise you, you can do it. So back to the question, sorry, long-winded answer. Back to the question, a little bit about myself. I was in the Marine Corps. Thank you. It was a wonderful tribute. In fact, a lot of the video you showed up there in aviation, I was directly involved with, like launching jets off aircraft carriers and supporting Iraq and Afghanistan.
Thank you for serving, Christian.
Thank you. And thank you, Navy, for the ride overseas. Marines on aircraft carriers, right? So 20s, 30s, and 40s, post-Marine Corps, I go to work at Boeing. It's a corporate company, right? Corporate giant. And, you know, I found myself working for somebody else, right? I spend time, they say 9 to 5, but it's really, I was waking up at 3:30 in the morning and, you know, not getting home sometimes till 6, 7 o'clock at night, right? Pushing 50 hours a week. to work for something that just, you know, it consumes you. And most times I get home and there's nothing left of me. My family got, you know, what was left. And Corinne and I, she's the rock star, like, you know, Tyler was saying. You know, we just knew that we had to do something different. We own a brick and mortar furniture business, and it was consuming as well. So we said, you know, we've been in this industry for a long time as well, and we realized a long time ago that there's other options. There's other things you can do to be successful and create that time freedom, the health and wealth, right? So this hits all those things. And one day I asked my kids, I said, you know, do you want Daddy to go back to work at Boeing? And they screamed, no. You know, those are the things that you do it for. So all the friends that I have that are, you know, still working 9 to 5, doing those construction jobs, just on the grind, pulling overtime to pay the bills in a world of financial insecurity, right? And, you know, potential Social Security dwindling, right? We talk about these things. So that generation, that 20, 30s, 40s, just turned 40 this year, by the way, and I'm feeling it. Not so much with the patch anymore, but we're good. But you know, that's the time to start thinking about those things and, you know, really starting to create that good life for you. So you can think about what's important.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again for serving. Amazing. Okay. Padilla, all right, let's ask you this. Tell us a little line that gets the next gen leaning forward about what you have to offer. What do you say to folks in your age group?
Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Kadia, as Steve said. Thank you for that question, Steve. And I'm from Jamaica, so I'm happy to be here, but I live here in Florida. So I am always sharing this information with everyone I meet, all my peers from high school, my social media followers, and they're always telling me that, hey, every time I'm talking to you, you're always talking about business. And my response to that is, listen, that's because I love you and I want to see you win. I call this patch the love patch. So I will reach out to them and say, hey, I have some love to share with you today. Are you receptive? Some of them will say, hey, Katie, are you just trying to make some money off of me? And I'll say to them, well, I'm going to make money from you, but you're going to get some love in return. Are you ready for that? So let me tell you this. This patch is running on adrenaline. It's already made and ready for us to go out there and share it with the world. We should not be scared of anyone because people out there are waiting for us to change their lives. If you're walking by, you see someone walking with a walking stick, that's what we call it in Jamaica, a walking stick. Don't be afraid to approach that person. I give myself, you know, some self-talk and say, listen, you're only going to give them some love. They don't know that you have love to give them. So be gentle, approach that person and say, hey, what's your story? Believe it or not, there's so many people out there who are waiting for you to ask that question. There's so many people out there who are waiting to just share and everything that they've been through, right? And you are the listening ear. You have the answer. Please do not go home and cuddle in your beds with love patch sitting there in the packet because people are waiting for you to empower them. People are waiting for you who will change their lives.
Wow.
Steve.
Give her a hand on that. It's amazing. All right, I got another question for Kendall, right? Because there's a lot of different ways and people coming in from different, that have maybe had experience in other networks. Kendall, how do you promote X39 without a demo, like hair, skin, or makeup? If somebody asked that question, how do you get started
On social media?
Yeah, they might be used to this. However, they get started in a prior business. Here we don't have real demos.
Well, what I kind of, yeah.
Our demo is stick the patch on, right?
Yeah, there really is no demo. And that's what I love though, is like, you don't have 500 products that you have to memorize what's in them, what they do, how it works, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's a sticker. You just peel it off and put it on. And so it doesn't get any more simple than that. Like my 5-year-old could do it, right? If my 6-year-old, I don't have a 5-year-old, I have twin 6-year-old boys. Wow. I don't know why I said 5-year-old, but if they could do this, anyone could do this, right? You peel it off, you put it on, done.
Hey, tell us real quick, how do you build, how do you kind of balance your time? with having twins at 6 years old?
So,
And build this business and have a
yeah,
life.
he does a lot of dishes.
All right. All right, Tyler.
So I think, with time management, there really isn't a balance. I mean, you know, it's hard to say, like, there is no work-life balance. She could answer this.
Go ahead, Joe.
I have something to say this because it gets me fired up. I was a hairstylist for 17 years and people like to refer to this industry as like, oh man, you gotta sacrifice. And I'm like, no. I was sacrificing when I was behind the chair every Saturday and I'd get a phone call saying, hey, your son hit a home run and I wasn't there. This is not sacrifice. You get to do what you want when you want and you have time freedom, financial freedom. So finding a balance, get to work and bring your kids with you. Our kids are here right now. They have fun. They get to hang out with cousins. They love it. When they know mommy and daddy are working for goals and doing things, they're excited. That's not sacrifice. It's fun. And like Kyle said, we're putting 40 years into 4. So it's going to be a little crazy and there's no such thing as balance. We're going to have fun. And I love my kids. I'm obsessed with them. I love spending time with them, but this is fun. So sorry, I had to steal the mic.
I love it. Guys, I am so fired up to be partnered up with every one of you. We are so excited to have you on the team. We are so looking forward to a lifetime journey, taking this company to $1 billion and beyond and helping David Schmidt with his goal of patching 1 billion people around the world. So thank you for sharing. This was a phenomenal panel. You all hit a home run. Appreciate every one of you. Thank you. Can you give these guys a round of applause for me? Thank you.
All right, everyone. How cool was that? The next gen panel. Man, learned a lot. I love watching it over again like that too.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
I love what they said about putting 40 years into 4 years. Like,
Yeah.
we can do anything for 4 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you can condense time. I mean, if you've been at your day job for any amount of time, especially if it's one that you haven't loved, look how many years you've put into doing something like that. So that's phenomenal. I love that, condensing that time. And there is no work-life balance. You just make it work because it is not a sacrifice. I mean, I've had jobs where, I've missed out too. So to me, this is a blast. This is not any kind of sacrifice. You just make it happen. And just like the girl from Jamaica, she's calling it the love patch. I'm here to give you some love. I'm here to share some love. And if you have that attitude, you're never going to feel like you're selling anything. If you're here to bless somebody with love, I mean, why would you ever feel like you're selling anything? So, all right, everyone, thanks for sticking with us tonight. You got anything you want to say?
Next week, we're going to do the same thing. We'll do an opportunity call, talk about 39, and then immediately after, we're going to play the doctors panel. So you want to make sure to get some people on that to hear what the doctors have to say about this patch.
All right, everyone, we will see you next Tuesday. Remember to hop on the Kevin and Emily's Saturday training this Saturday. They are going to crush it. If you're an early bird or you've got somebody that likes to be an early bird, they're doing the Wednesday morning, tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. If you want to get up and listen to them do a presentation, you don't even have to have your camera on. You can just sit there and drink your coffee and listen to them, but get somebody on if they're early bird. But we will see you next Tuesday, same time, same place, same bat channel. But until then, remember this, my friend, you are here on purpose. God has you here for a reason. It's time to live like it. See ya.